Hello everybody, I'm Bricks and welcome back to another LEGO video. So in today's video we finally have the first mock into the new city, and this is the Avengers Tower mock. So I'm gonna quickly give you a look at how tall this thing is, and as you can see I used the new Avengers Tower and I added one more floor. So that floor is this one. You could see it from that gray plate. I think it looks pretty good with the rest of the tower. I was able to get some of those dark blue slopes. That was mainly the only brick that I needed, but I found some of those. And then below that I saw some pictures, and the actual tower had a building under it, and it wasn't just a rectangle, it had some like angles at the end. So to make those angles I used that Hall of Armor set, the Iron Man Hall of Armor, as the outer wall. And on the left side here you can see that Avengers logo is from the old Avengers Tower, because I had that. So I took that old Avengers Tower down and I used a lot of those pieces into this mock. And this building is actually not really Iron Man's mansion. It's more of like Iron Man's suit storage, where he like builds his suits and has all his tech inside there. So let's start with the exterior and then head into the interior. If you saw the city update, you know exactly where this is gonna be placed. So it wouldn't have any buildings surrounding it directly, and it's gonna be surrounded by a bunch of road plates. That's why I got the 4 lampposts all around it, and this is just basically a sidewalk, really big sidewalk. I didn't want to waste all my gray tiles, or light gray tiles, because I'm gonna use those into the buildings. But I finally found the use for these, which are the 2x2 rounded tiles, because I had a bunch of those from the Pick a Brick Brawl, and I think it looks good here. So right in the entrance we got 2 flags. This resembles the Avengers Tower color, and this is the Iron Man's color. And then out here I have this dark red tiling surrounding the whole building, or just the kind of front of the building, because there isn't any place there. This is some added plates because I had a small gap. And then for the walls here, I wanted to make it as modern as possible. So I really like what I did here. There's just some extra space. I didn't know what to do, so I just put this kind of zigzag. I know there's a lot of like weird edges here, but I think it looks pretty good. The actual entrance is actually a sliding door, which you could open just like that. And then you could see a little sneak peek of what's inside. That's actually Tony. And then that small thing is just a small security camera. We have a bunch of windows. I wanted to add as many windows as I possibly could, because that's a lot like a modern building. And then here you just have some stripes with the Iron Man color, and another stripe down there. Just some of these kind of masonry bricks to break up the normal bricks. And then, as I said before, we have the Avengers logo down there. And then here's the side of the building. I have, as I said before, the Iron Man's Hall of Armor from that set. It just has the outer wall, and I really like the curve here. Tried to fill in some of the gaps down here, but this gap and that gap, they just don't mathematically fit with any brick, so I just decided to leave them. I know they don't look the best, but that's okay, I guess. Then off to the side here we have this bus station or bus stop, because I'm gonna have a road here and there's gonna be a bus for the bus stop, of course. And then here's just another look at the Avengers Tower. This here is the backside, so I didn't add as much detail, of course, and I'm not gonna keep that just plain studs. I'm gonna add some stuff, I just haven't decided on what exactly. This is the left side of the mock, and again there isn't as much detail, but I tried to add some more of these masonry bricks just to give it a little bit of difference, and these windows in a kind of pattern. Onto the roof here, so I didn't add a lot of detail, just kept it simple. We just have some antenna with a small satellite on the kind of dark bluish gray pillar, and here on the roof we have a larger satellite dish with some antenna and then some lights to shine on the Avengers Tower in the night. And I added this small feature in order to open it, so I could still open all of this. Ignore the underside, it's just a filler, so it's still playable, even though I'm not gonna play with it, but it is playable, of course. And then up here I made this a lot more custom. Took the bricks, because I used them on that floor, and added some of these flex tubing for the railings, and added a small kind of couch from the older Avengers Tower just to keep this place busy. In order to get to the interior, it's not the easiest thing, but I had to do that because I needed to keep this thing structurally strong to hold the tower, otherwise it would just crumble. So I could just take the tower and lift off, and you would see a mess of bricks down here. I actually used Technic to keep this pretty strong, and this is also a really long beam to hold it, but all this will be taken off by holding from here. I could actually take that whole wall out, and then I could just lift all this. Now that the roof and the back wall is all taken out, you could have a much better look at the inside. Starting off with the entrance, I wanted to make the entrance to the Avengers Tower separate from the actual entrance to Iron Man's place, because you can't just have any guy just walk in and go into the Iron Man's suits and all of Iron Man's tech without going through security first. So here we have the stairs leading down. We have a small kind of blender down here. It's really hard to see, but that's from the Hall of Armor set. We've got Tony himself going to get some smoothies, and then here we have the illusion of an elevator leading to the Avengers Tower. Have a small panel down there to navigate the elevator, and from the other side here there's actually a small kind of the same panel down there just to enter a security code that only Iron Man knows, I guess, to enter down here. Now to the left side of the entrance, or the right side from where the minifigure goes, we have some trophies of Iron Man here, a small cup, and what I found to be something really similar to the Iron Man suit, but in a nano figure. And then here we have a chainsaw. I actually custom built this. I think it looks really good. So here's this chainsaw. And then here we just have a bunch of items. that Iron Man uses. This is a shield that's supposed to come out of I think it's the Mark 50 suit. And then we just have a bunch of other things. We have some arc reactors, some extra ones, a small fire hydrant can, and some tools to fix the suits. Here I think is the best part of this mock. It's the Hall of Armor itself. I have all my suits displayed here. This just looks really awesome, and I have the place where Iron Man just wears his suits right in the middle down there. It's also taken from the same set. And on the top here we have some piping, because you'd expect to see that in a workplace. And if you feel like this is kind of messy, everything's everywhere, that's what I actually went for, because it's a workplace and you'd normally see everything messy in a workplace. It's not going to be tidy. So that's what I went for. Here we have some items from the new Avengers set, like that little reactor thing. That's from the Avengers set, even that. So Iron Man can control the power of the Avengers Tower right from here. We just have some more panels and weird text stuff. We have some stairs leading up, and whoops, sorry, forgot his name, but that's the kind of Iron Man robot he has. Small friend, his tiny cap. He's kind of cleaning up the place with a broom. Just have some more of the reactor thing, and there you could see the smoothie machine from the glass. Just have a crate with some extra stuff. I'm gonna see that better. It's the Hulkbuster right to the side. Down in this corner we have the place where Iron Man could rebuild his suits or even build new ones. So I forgot that exact mark. It's from the Spider-Man Homecoming. I just added a different arm, and maybe he's like making a new suit or something, or a new variation of that suit. But that whole build is taken from the old Avengers Tower. There you have a small crate, and here you just have some extra parts for building the suits. We have that new helmet that came with the new Avengers Tower. I changed that guy's helmet with an actual openable face mask helmet. Okay, so onto the last side here, we have just some extra stuff. So starting off down there, a small box, toolbox, that is a kind of, forgot its name, but it's also made to rebuild these suits and repair them. Here we have the kind of painting station where Iron Man would paint his stuff, because obviously most of his suits are in red. This is actually in blue. Just decided to go with a different thing. This is actually a Nexon Knights figure that I took out, just placed here. I have a small blue bucket and blue spray paint. That helmet is all in grey because it still hasn't been painted. Here you just have some more of the kind of chemical stuff Iron Man probably is gonna use for his reactors and stuff. And then this is the tech table where you'd see in all of his scenes. Usually he's working on these stuff, and that's taken from the Hall of Armor set, and those three are from the old Avengers Tower set. Almost forgot the Hulkbuster down there. He's a pretty big guy, and you just have him in that corner with some fencing around him, and that kind of pipe is recharging him or just keeping it cool or something. And there's also another pipe going from the reactor all the way down to that kind of tech stuff just to power it up. That's it for the interior. Okay guys, so that was it for this mock. It was a lot more harder than expected. That's mainly because of the curve on the right side there. Just didn't know what to do with the roof, but I figured it out, and I think it looks really good, especially in the city. So stay tuned for the next city update where we're gonna see this placed into the city. It's already a pretty long video, so I'm gonna cut it off right here. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Goodbye.